Booking a cruise can be seriously confusing, it's time consuming, and it can be very expensive to get wrong. I've been cruising since I was a child and I'm still guilty of sometimes making some of these cruise booking mistakes. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. I bring you a cruise related video every single week. That is ship tours, cruise vlogs, cruise tips just like this. If you'd like to learn more about how to cruise cheaply and easily, keep watching this video. This is the first cruise booking mistake that loads of people make. Booking my cruise, I don't have a discount code, so I guess that price is just the price. Let's book it. The first booking mistake that loads of people make is they go to book their cruise, they see the price and they think that is the price. I totally understand, looking for discounts is not very much fun. You can spend ages scrolling through websites and websites. What I like to use to make sure I'm not missing any discounts is a free plugin called the Honey plugin. The Honey plugin is completely free to download, and what it does is it collects loads of discounts from all over the internet, and when it sees a box that says discount, it will try all of those discounts for you so that you don't manually have to go through there and do it. It can save you hundreds of pounds, and it's well worth downloading because it is free, it just sits on your computer, and every so often it will pop up and say discounts found, which is fantastic. I will put a link in the description to where you can get it, so go and click on that, and it could save you literally hundreds of pounds for no effort. This is cruise booking mistake number 2. Princess have this offer here that says £35 for Wi-Fi, gratuities and drinks. That must make financial sense, right? Or they wouldn't offer it to me. Let's book that. People often assume that when they see a price and it says pay £99 and you'll get all of this extra stuff, they assume that that is good value without properly looking into it. At the moment, Princess Cruises have a sale on, and they have a £35 per person per day sale offer on at the minute. What that includes is gratuities, drinks and Wi-Fi, which if you are someone who's going to be having drinks, you're going to be using the Wi-Fi, that can be really good value, but it's not good value for everybody. If you are on the cruise line's website and you go to check out and there's a special offer like this, make sure that you're actually going to get the value out of it. Don't assume that just because it's there that it is cheaper. A lot of people fall into this trap. They think, why would it be offered to me if it doesn't make financial sense? Because at the end of the day, the cruise line is a business. They are trying to make money, and they're kind of assuming that you're not going to do your research. For me personally, the £35 per day might be worth it. That £35 per person per day includes your gratuities, which on Princess are around £12 per person per day anyway. So that leaves you with £23. If you're likely to spend £23 or more per day on Wi-Fi and drinks, it's definitely worth getting the package. But don't assume that just because something's offered to you that it makes financial sense, because a lot of times it doesn't. The same goes with all drinks packages and all dining packages. You might see an amazing price that says all-inclusive drinks for £30 per day, but when you're actually on board you might only spend £15 or £20 per day. So don't assume that it is better value just because it's being offered to you. For me personally, it's very rarely worth it to get an alcohol package. I don't drink much alcohol when I cruise, and prices on board cruise ships are not that ridiculous. It's similar to the price that you would pay in a pub or a bar on land. You probably pay about €3 for a Diet Coke, maybe about £5 for a beer, £8 for a cocktail, something like that. So if you're someone who's not going to actually drink £30 worth or however much the drinks package is per day, don't assume, don't get it and constantly try and drink to that limit to make your money back, because you'll just feel awful. This is cruise booking mistake number 3. It's £50 to choose my own cabin location, but I guess there must be a reason why they're asking me to choose it, so there must be bad cabins that I really don't want to get. I guess I'll just pay £50 and choose a cabin. The next mistake that I see so many people making, because the cruise line wants you to make this mistake, is thinking that you have to pay extra to pick a specific cabin so that you don't end up with a bad cabin. I have made a full video on why I don't think that there's really any bad cabins that you should avoid. I will link to that in the description, make sure you watch it after this one. But on most cruise lines, you'll be given two options when you're checking out. You can either pay to select the specific room, or you can let the cruise line decide for you. You do kind of end up with the leftover rooms in that situation. But for me personally, I have no specific reasons why I need to be at this end of the ship or up on deck 8 or anything. So for me, I will save the money and let the cruise line decide for me. It usually saves you around £50 or £100, which you can reinvest into something else. If you're someone like me, maybe you're a first time cruiser and you don't really know where you want to be on the ship, just let the cruise line decide. I've done that on every cruise that I've ever been on, I think, and I've never had a bad cabin or regretted making that mistake. Of course, some cabins are better than others, some are a bit more noisy, some you'll feel the motion a bit more, but generally speaking, it's always been worth saving that money. This one is one that a lot of people do, I sometimes do it, and it's cruise booking mistake number 4. This one is really easy to do, and I'm quite guilty of this one, and that is booking at the wrong time. If you want to book a cheap cruise, the best time to book it is as far in advance as you can. If you can book when a new itinerary or a new ship is launched, chances are that is going to be the cheapest that cruise is ever going to be. You very rarely see the cruise price go down after the initial launch. It is worth noting that even if you do book a cruise 2 or 3 years in advance, you don't have to pay off the full cruise fare. You normally just pay a deposit, maybe £150, $200-ish per person, and then 2 or 3 months before the cruise you'll have to pay the full balance. If you're not someone who can plan that far in advance, I know I can't think about a year in advance, let alone 2 or 3. Another great option is to leave it until about 2 or 3 months before the cruise. This is the point when everybody else has to pay off their cruise fare. The people that booked really early, they have to pay their cruise fare now. So the cruise line knows how many cabins it actually has left to fill up, and often the price will go down at that point. If you can wait until last minute, definitely do it. I know it's tricky to get time off work and things, but your best options for a cheap cruise are really, really far in advance or really, really last minute. This is the 5th reason why you might be making a mistake when booking a cruise. I'm just about ready to book my cruise, and on the last page it's asking me, yes, I would like to be considered for a stateroom upgrade, or no, I wouldn't. I'd love an upgrade, I can't see that ever going wrong, let's just click yes. The next mistake that most people make, because they don't even really see this, is that there's often a very small, cheeky little box that will say, I auto accept upgrades. You might think, of course I want to accept upgrades, it would be fantastic to be upgraded from an inside to a balcony, and it would be, but you have to bear in mind that an upgrade is what the cruise line thinks is an upgrade. The auto upgrades aren't always category upgrades, so you could be upgraded from one inside cabin to another inside cabin based on what the cruise line thinks is a good location or a good cabin. If you have specifically paid to have a certain cabin for a certain reason, I would turn off the auto upgrades, because if you're already happy with your cabin, turn it off, you don't need it. If you're someone like me who doesn't choose your cabin location, you can leave it on. It's just a bit of luck. You could end up with a fantastic cabin, but you could end up with one that you don't really like because you haven't chosen it. One thing that does happen quite a lot is you might get upgraded to an obstructed view ocean view or a balcony cabin. An obstructed view cabin is basically one where you might have something in the way of your window or in the way of your balcony. The way that I see it is, if you are booked in an inside cabin and you're upgraded to a restricted view ocean view cabin, you kind of just have to view anything you can see as a perk and kind of just use it for daylight. They're not really fantastic cabins, but they're normally much better than the grade below, and if you can get them pretty cheaply or for the same price as the lower grade, go for it. So generally speaking, if you've specifically picked your cabin, do not accept upgrades because you don't know what you're going to get. If you're someone who doesn't really mind and you're just happy to spin the wheel, roll the dice, take a chance, then go for it, nothing to lose. This is cruise booking mistake number 6. Everybody loves the idea of free money, and sometimes there actually is free money to be had. If you're not using websites like Top Cashback, like Quidco, you're making a mistake. These websites are free to use, and they're cashback websites which will give you money back when you buy things online that you would have bought anyway. I've had literally hundreds of pounds out of these websites in the last few years. They're free to join, I'll put my links in the description, and all you have to do is say you're looking at a Princess cruise. If you go onto the Top Cashback website and you search for Princess, you'll see Princess there, and you'll get a certain amount of money back if you book through their link. This might be a percent, you might get 1 or 2% back on your cruise, or it could be a fixed value, so you might get £100 back. There are quite a lot of cruise lines and travel agents on cashback websites. You have nothing to lose. When you're booking a cruise, just really quickly search and see if there's any cashback available. If there is, free money. If there's not, just carry on. When you do sign up for these cashback websites, it's worth noting that you can use them for clothes, you can use them for food, you can use them for almost anything. You've got nothing to lose. Just if you're getting a takeaway from Just Eat, just type in Just Eat. If you're buying some clothes from Boohoo, just type in Boohoo. It doesn't cost you any more to use these, and you could get some free money. So it seems like a no-brainer to me. Top Cashback and Quidco are the more classic types of cashback website where you just get a fixed amount if you book through their link. Another one that I've been using recently is called Boom25. Basically the idea is if you book through the link of Boom25, normally 1 in 25 people will get their money back. So not everybody will get everything, but you could get your full cruise refunded in some of these situations. You can get things like Royal Caribbean gift cards on there. So if you are someone who's gonna buy a £500 Royal Caribbean gift card to use on a cruise, you might as well buy it through this website, and then you have a 1 in 25 chance of getting your entire money back. It doesn't cost any more. Azamara are actually on Boom25 too, so if you just click through their link to the Azamara website, you'll pay the same price, you're still booking direct with Azamara, you have nothing to lose, but you could 1 in 25 chance get your entire cruise refunded, which is definitely worth looking at. I will put the link to all of the cashback websites that I use in the description. Definitely at least sign up for them. They're free, you have nothing to lose. The feeling of getting free money that you would have otherwise spent, but now you've got £100 back, is just fantastic. It feels like such a treat. This is the 7th mistake that you might be making when you're booking a cruise. So close to finishing booking my cruise now, and it's asking me, do I want to pay extra to have travel insurance? I guess I'm gonna need travel insurance, so I might as well just book it now. When you do book a cruise, the cruise line will often ask you if you want to add on travel insurance. I would strongly recommend that you don't do this because these are often so much more expensive than you can find if you just book it yourself. Even if you book with the same company that the cruise line is trying to get you to book with, just doing it on your own, you can save loads of money. For booking travel insurance, I always use a comparison website. At the moment, I'm quite liking Money Supermarket, so I'll link to them in the description. Basically, you enter your details and you get back a load of quotes. I tend to avoid the first few quotes, which are very, very cheap, and go for one in the middle. I would very, very strongly recommend that you get travel insurance. It's not worth risking it. If you're in the middle of the ocean and you have a heart attack and you need to be airlifted off, that can cost hundreds and thousands of pounds and millions of pounds and billions of pounds. It's not worth it in any way. Make sure that the travel insurance that you're getting has cruise cover, because not all travel insurance does. I know a lot of people get travel insurance through their bank or through their work or through something, but it's definitely worth checking that that has cruise cover, because cruise cover is normally an add-on. It is of course the easiest way just to click the yes travel insurance button, but it's just not always the cheapest way, and if you do have the time just to search for your own travel insurance, you can save loads of money. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. I bring you a new video every week. That could be cruise tips just like this one, cruise vlogs, cruise ship tours, cabin tours, everything cruise related. If you'd like to learn how to save money and make cruising really, really easy, make sure you start now by hitting the subscribe button. Thank you for watching this, and I'll see you in the next video.